Yep, your eyes weren't deceiving you. This is a Cayman GT4 Clubsport, and it was on the road in the UK, now fitted with licence plates and converted for road use by the guys at Williams Crawford. But the story of this Cayman GT4 Clubsport goes way beyond just getting it ready for the road. It's actually going to do more globetrotting than most people this year. What started as a fully fledged race car born out of Weissach ended up in its formative years over in Norway, has then come to the UK, and in a couple of weeks' time will soon be competing in Mexico on the famous Carrera Panamericana, a gruelling endurance race of some 3,500 kilometres, a test of endurance for both man and machine. This car is going to do it, and the story to even get it on the start line is spectacular. It's best we tackle this in stages because there's a lot to take in. So we'll start with the Clubsport from factory, shall we? 421 units made between 2016 and 2018. The car was really a race spec and race ready version of the 981 GT4 that we see on the road. Kind of an entry level route into serious motorsport. The car was eligible for competition in the GT4 category. And the really good thing about the GT4 Clubsport over more, say, superior Porsche motorsporting equipment is the engine on this isn't lifed. The engine on this is in fact the same as the road going equivalent. Power wise, 385 horsepower from a naturally aspirated 3.8 litre flat six derived from the 911 Carrera S, don't forget of the time. Weight on the GT4 Clubsport was 1,300 kilos. There was a 991 Cup spec front axle, a limited slip diff, and the engine was mated to a 6-speed PDK. It was essentially the 7-speed PDK that was found in the 911 with the 7th gear lopped off. So that tells the story top level of the GT4 Clubsport, but this particular GT4 Clubsport, the story goes on some because the GT4 Clubsport was a race-only vehicle. It was not road legal. And yet you've just seen me driving this thing out on the public road in the UK legally, hence those licence plates. So how did we get here? The whole idea of this project was that Rob, the owner, wanted to be able to use this car on hill climbs here in the UK, track days, but crucially be able to drive to and from those events in the best traditions of a Porsche sports car. The process to make this race car road legal here in the UK is a lengthy and exhaustive process. You need to get approval from the SVA. Rob, the owner, has said it was extremely difficult to do, not something you would do again. The upshot of that is this is very likely going to be the only road registered GT4 Clubsport, certainly here in the UK. There were a handful of modifications that had to take place on this in order to get it road registered here in the UK. Number one, it needed a handbrake because the race car never came with one. Another bone of contention was the stock wheels, which is what these are alongside the stock brakes, and those protruding slightly out from the arches of the GT4 Clubsport. The solution that the guys at Williams Crawford here have done is to put these arch extensions in. Unbelievably, it's not for racing. It is literally just to get this thing road legal. So GT4 Clubsport duly registered for the road. The story then took a rather dramatic turn, and it all evolves around a very famous race entrenched in Porsche history that takes place over the other side of the world. We're talking about, of course, La Carrera Panamericana. It's a race that Rob really wanted to do, and in a couple of months' time, he and this car are going to be doing it. You can probably see the long travel suspension, but there's a few other toys fitted to this Clubsport ready for Mexico. Okay, the business end of any Porsche. Here, though, there have been a number of tweaks specifically with competing in the Panamericana in mind. Perhaps front and centre, the most obvious is this spare wheel. When you're covering best part of 3,500 fast kilometres in a matter of days, you might need it. In case you're wondering, this is actually a Cayenne spare wheel, which allows fitment of the correct size tyre should you need it. Some other goodies in the back as well, which hopefully Rob and the guys won't need. One of which is a jack to get the car in the air. In place of the air jack has fitted to the normal Clubsport, and a couple of ramps as well, just to give a little bit more room to work should you need to get this car quickly in the air for some tinkering. There's also a first aid kit I can see, as well as the external reservoirs of the new and slightly softer suspension that's fitted to the car. All very different to a factory GT4 Clubsport then, but all considered for competing in the Carrera Panamericana. Here we are then, inside the 981 GT4 Clubsport race car for the road. No, we won't. We won't. I'm tempted, but we won't. So loud in here. You've got absolutely no chance of hearing me while driving, so we'll pull over and just kind of download, really, I guess, what we've just driven. So loud. Don't forget, all of this is road legal. It's all been ratified. The thing is so loud. It does feel like you are driving a Cayman GT4, albeit something that's been completely recalibrated. The engine, for example, stock power. The gearbox, yes, it's had a ratio locked off, but also the gear changes are so much sharper than what you ever get on the road equivalent, which was manual only, don't forget. The front axle as well, in cup specification. I've driven enough RSs and race cars over the years to fully understand that at road speeds, the speeds we're doing today, none of this makes sense. The whole car is designed for very, very, very fast driving. So around the countryside on these roads that we're on currently, and with the rose joints underneath, front end feels and sounds quite clunky. But I tell you what, even getting just a little bit of speed and chucking this wheel into the corners, the response is so instantaneous. It's scalpel knife. Enhanced, of course, by the mid-engine platform anyway that the Cayman is. This thing is just razor sharp, razor sharp. It's even quite echoey in here, such as the amount of weight and carpet and sound deadening and everything else that's been stripped out. I'm surrounded by a fully welded in roll cage. Gone is the PCM system, obviously replaced with 3 rudimentary switches, main kill switch, stability control, and then stability control and traction control, of which you can turn all of those off. But again, this is just Club Sport. However, there have been some modifications, as I mentioned, to get this ready for Carrera Panamericana, a couple of which I can see in front of the passenger seat. Number 1 is a trip computer. Number 2, which is probably a bit more trick, is a fuel reading. Now, there is the Cayman's usual 3 clocks ahead of me, one of which is digitised, which does have a fuel display. However, race regulations for the Carrera stipulate foam in the fuel tank, safety foam basically, which doesn't allow the usual float in the fuel tank to do its thing. So there's been a different type of sensor installed to the fuel cell, so the driver and co-pilot can keep an eye, can keep a gauge on how much fuel is in the tank. The safety foam that's in the fuel tank is mandated by regulation. It's basically there to protect the occupants in the event of the car having a serious shunt or coming into serious harm. Likewise with the breather pipe coming off the tank, that has had to be modified so that should the car roll over, no fuel can escape via the breather tank or the breather line. It's a funny experience driving this GT4, and for all the hilarity of driving a race car on the road, ultimately this car is very easy to drive. That's the very best of Porsche engineering, really, and yet in a few months this car will be in competition on the other side of the world in Mexico, in one of the most famous races to ever take place, and a race that is so deeply entrenched in Porsche history. It really is such a cool story, this one, and to play even 2% of it with this video really does mean a lot. Kudos to Rob, the owner, for having the gumption to attempt this. We'll keep an eye on Rob's exploits out in Mexico, and a big doff of the cap as well to the guys at Williams Crawford for taking a race car and making it road legal here in the UK, and then refining it for competition on one of the most famous and iconic racing events on the planet. It's strange to think that the next time we see this car, it'll be out in Mexico. There's a couple more miles to be done here in the UK before any of that though. See you soon on 9works TV.